I want to break down why some guys feel like they aren't good enough for some women. You know, you see it a lot in social media right now. You see a lot of men trying to crack this Da Vinci Code when it comes to attracting women and understanding women's nature and all this shit. And this shit is something that as a man, you instinctively know. But you know, we're so desensitized because early in life, we had a bottle of Vaseline and a phone that you can type in whatever video you want to type in and get your rocks off to. So you didn't have a lot of practice early on with reading women and figuring out females early on. You spent a lot of time in your room using your hand. And then you get to a certain age where you're like 18, 19, like, damn, yeah, I'm a virgin. I need to go out there and get some. But you're clueless because you you don't understand nothing about women. And then a lot of men, they never graduate out that state. So they rely on these YouTubers to give them these protocols and these Patreons and these false hope dreams of what they got to do specifically to attract women, like it's some kind of trick. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. You know, you are going to have to understand. You are going to have to realize that you need to go where you're getting chosen at and stop chasing a team that don't want you on their roster. Let me break that down. See, a lot of y'all may have a preference. Y'all may like a certain kind of woman. But women of that caliber may not be choosing you. And based off of those negative results from them not choosing you, now you feel like all women aren't choosing you. So now you created this mindset of feeling like you're unattractive and women don't like you. That attitude is based off of lack of experience, number one. And number two, is based off insecurity. But let me break it down to you from somebody that has been through a lot of different stages of their life when it comes to women. The problem is a lot of men that have been so boxed into their own reality for so long is that they have not experienced enough situations, enough scenarios, enough opportunities with the opposite sex to understand how this game goes. And the game is simple. You go where you're chosen at. If a fat girl or fat women like you, you may need to go on that side, bruh, and hone your skills first before you can even apply for the other side. See, a lot of y'all are unqualified. Y'all haven't even knocked down the lower tier chicks yet. Some of y'all want to go for them 8, 9s, and 10s out the bat. Nah, you're not ready for that. You're not ready. You're not ready. You need to start small first. That's the team that's choosing you. It may not be fat chicks. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I love all different shapes and sizes when it comes to women. Because they all got they perks, they pros, they cons. But a lot of times they all got pros. I like all of them. Skinny, flat, fat, pretty, average. It don't matter. I had them all. They all come with different perks and they all got different attributes that are positive. That comes from experience. I'm not in front of a screen using my hand. I'm in real life. In real life, you realize that pleasure is pleasure, you know? So you're not as judgmental. Now, of course, you got to have standards. But for the guys that are just out here, they just scourging the internet for the answer, for the secret. Nah, the problem is you don't go outside enough. And the second problem is you're trying to join a team that don't want you, but you're ignoring the teams that are willing to have you on their roster, that are willing to give you a tryout. I'm going to put it in basketball terms because it really makes sense that way. A lot of you niggas are declining contracts from other teams that are willing to have them as a walk-on, that are willing to give them a tryout. But they're so focused on this one team, let's just say in this context, women, that just don't want them. They don't want you on their team. They don't want you on their roster. But you're looking at them like that's all there is. So you get rejected by that team of women. Now you feel like all women don't like you. That's the problem. And then social media, they put all these beautiful women in front of your face all day, every day on Instagram, TikTok. So you just flooded with dopamine. You're itching to get one off now. Now you just overly infatuated with these chicks that once that camera phone turn off, they right back to being what they really are. And a lot of them, they really ain't shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. They look good, right? That's what they got going for themselves. But when that phone turn off and they press that post button, they go right back to being really ain't shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. The average chicks that y'all be looking over, those be the best ones. The average chicks. The chicks that don't got all the BBL and all that extra stuff like the big breasts and makeup and weave down a back. I mean, I'm talking about the average chicks, the average Jones be the best. They be the best, man. They be the best. Those be the best ones. Of course, if you run across some ones that are like, they got, they caked up, they whatever, you may run across a few of those too. But at the same time, like a lot of the cats that are struggling with women, they're ignoring the average Jones. They're ignoring that pretty fat girl that got a crush on them because they want that 9 out of 10 over there that got all the attributes that look like what he's using his hand to get off to. She don't want you yet. You haven't even knocked down the lower tier chicks yet in terms of comparing to how she looked. Because them lower tier chicks, they ain't lower tier on a personal level. Like just physically, they may not be at the top of the echelon of looks, but they could be a real good person. They'll probably do everything for you. Once they get to know you and once they like you for real, man, that girl doing everything you like. You got a queen, nigga, and you over here trying to go for a bop. She's a professional bop. You want a professional bop instead of a queen. Because you're hypnotized with this social media bullshit. You want to be on a team that don't want you. So the whole point is understanding, like a lot of niggas think they a hella chopped. They may be kind of chopped, but a lot of niggas is not that chopped. A lot of niggas are chasing a team that don't want them on their roster. And they're ignoring all the other teams out there that want to give them a chance. And that's why they struggling. That's why they got a dry dick. That's just the truth. That's the facts. No bullshit over here. That's the truth. Because they don't go outside enough, they'll never understand that. They live on their phone. They live on a computer screen. They don't go outside and go out to these hookah lounges. They don't go out to these festivals. They don't go out to these events and get around real life women, real life people to gain that experience, that knowledge. They come up with their own reasoning on why they are where they are. And at the end of the day, let's keep it honest. This world is nothing but work, bills, and stress. If as a man you can't get pleasure from the opposite sex, man, it is a tough life. That's a tough life, man. Every woman and every man deserves to be able to get sexual pleasure. No man, no woman deserves to live on this earth and not be able to receive that or experience that. So as a man, speaking for men, y'all got to start looking at the bigger picture. If you're struggling with women, it don't matter the race, right? It don't matter the race. You got to start looking at everything. Ask yourself, how many females have you been cool with throughout your life that for some reason just befriended you out of nowhere, that you ignored? because she didn't have a fat ass or titties or she wasn't hella pretty. But she liked to talk to you. And you talk back, but you never looked at her like that. But that girl that you was like, oh man, I gotta get her. You know, you looking at her, you chasing her and everything. You wondering why like she ain't going for you. And now you thinking you gonna be this guy that ain't gonna get no play. But the girl that befriended you the whole time was trying to give you some. But you looked the other way when she came around. You didn't look at her like that. And that's why you got a dry dick. Your whole life has been a reflection of the things that you have not realized. It's real. A lot of times, every man has had an opportunity to really have his way, but it may not be with the women he want to have his way with. But that's the game a lot of us got to play. You got to play the game. You have to understand whatever team is choosing you, that's where you go. For now, at least. Until you get your rank up and you start developing your own skill set, you start getting some rank, a reputation, and maybe that team may give you a contract. The other team, the team that you want to be on. But until then, you got to get your reps up, player. You got to get your reps up first. That's how the game go. Either you going to play it or you're not going to play it. But regardless, you are going to have to fuck with the team that's fucking with you. Period. Or just have a dry dick. It's up to you.